Our striping crew behind me is currently painting like literally one of the busiest roads in Prince George this week. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you what you need to know so that your striping company can do the same thing that we're doing, striping on busy roads. What's up guys? Thank you so much for watching. This video is brought to you by our friends at Mighty Line. Now we're not putting Mighty Line tape on a busy road, but they will help you with their interior projects. MightyLineTape.com/stripe it. So yeah, we're on a busy road here. This is called Queensway Street or Queensway Road here in Prince George. It's actually not far from our shop. It's really close. We're getting close to the end of the day, and as you can see, it's super busy. And what you're gonna find, you striping companies, you striping business owners out there, you're gonna have opportunities to do work on busy roads like this. So what do you need to know? I'm gonna give you a few things to consider before you even get on the road, all right? Number one, whenever you're doing any work on a public road, definitely a highway, or anywhere where you're expecting there to be a lot of traffic, a good recommendation to have for you is on your quotes, make sure that you specify that you are not hiring traffic control. All right, so if you look behind me, you can see that there is a traffic control company here on this project. So in this case, we didn't hire that traffic control company. In fact, that is the prime contractor, which is an electrical company. They're doing a streetlight improvement, requires some line painting from trenching work they're doing, stuff like that. So we make sure it's right from the get-go that we are not responsible for traffic control. What can happen is you're quoting a public road like this and you don't specify, you might show up to a job site and get kicked off if the general contractor's like, what do you mean you don't have traffic control? Now, also check with your local state or your province if you're in Canada. Make sure that you understand the regulations. If you can't do your own traffic control a lot of the times, it's got to be somebody certified, okay? Number two, when you're painting on a busy road or a highway, what you're gonna find is when you're quoting these things and you look at the drawings, like it doesn't look that big on a drawing until you actually get to the road or the highway, all right? And then of course you got all the traffic and it's loud and random people walking by. It's a lot to take in all at once. And so when you're quoting, sometimes you don't take, or you do take for granted some of the things that you should probably make time allowances for. So what I mean by that is surveying, right? So you look at a road drawing and it might look really small on a drawing, but once you're here, you realize that's like hundreds of yards or maybe hundreds of feet of painting you have to do. And it's really important on municipal jobs, road jobs, that you have things striped accurately. So, what up to the people behind me? So basically you need to make sure that you're putting the road lines in the right spot. Specify on your quotes that surveying has to be done by others. Because if you don't do that, it's not like a parking lot, right? You can't stand in the middle of this road behind me and measure out the entire width of the road and figure out where the lines are supposed to go. That you'll die, you'll get run over, you won't be allowed to do it. So specify that surveying has to be done. Now, in my part of the world, maybe it's different where you are, but in my part of the world, in Northern Canada, it's common for the general contractor or the prime contractor, they're responsible to provide the survey marking, okay? That's often true on airports as well. We just make sure it's in our quote, okay? Surveying by others. And then number three, third thing I'd tell you before you even get to the road is like, make sure like you allow for enough people. I look behind me because like today we just have 3 people here. When we kicked off this project, there was 4 or 5 of us, I can't remember, probably just 4. It always takes a little bit more time because of the work involved on the traffic. So don't quote it to just you by yourself thinking you're gonna bang out this one crosswalk in 5 minutes. If this were a parking lot, maybe you would, but bring extra people, or if you're a solo operator, make sure you allow enough time and make sure that you're not gonna cheese anyone off by shutting an entire road down for a day just because you're slow. That's my recommendation. Once you're on the road though, keep safe, man. Make sure you got your PPE, don't get run over on busy roads. Watch out for crazy people yelling as we're trying to make this video, all that stuff. But the magic to road painting and busy roads, it starts before you even get there. Surveying, traffic control, and make sure you bring enough people to the job site so it just goes easier. Matt agrees with this. Thank you for watching. We're gonna go paint a road now. Keep your stripes on. We'll talk to you later.